Suspect continues. After he broke out of jail in Pennsylvania, police say he's an extremely dangerous self-taught survivalist with military experience. Pennsylvania State Police say officers have located multiple stockpiles or campsites they believe Michael Burham was using, and they now suspect he may be getting help.
When I say that there may be one or more individuals assisting him, that's part of that ongoing investigation. Certainly, if they're putting themselves in legal peril, we will prosecute them.
Burham escaped from the Warren County Jail late Thursday. Deputies say he rappelled to freedom from the jail's roof using bed sheets made into a rope. Authorities now believe he may have broken into a home about 16 miles north of the jail, allegedly stealing men's clothing and killing one of the couple's dogs. Meantime, officers are asking for tips from the public, offering a combined $9,500 for information leading to an arrest.
We have new details now about last week's mass shooting in Philadelphia that left 5 people dead and 4 others wounded. Police now say the suspected gunman shot and killed his first victim nearly 2 days before he opened fire in a southwest neighborhood last Monday night. Investigators say the suspect allegedly shot and killed Joseph Wama on July 2nd, some 44 hours before he went on that shooting rampage. Relatives did not find Wama's body until July 4th, and detectives linked his death to the other shooting victims. The suspect is accused of murder, attempted murder, assault, and numerous other charges. He's currently being held without bail.
Sports doctor Larry Nassar has been stabbed multiple times during an altercation with another inmate at a federal prison in Florida. The Associated Press is reporting he was stabbed in the back and the chest. This allegedly happened Sunday at the United States Penitentiary Coleman in Florida. Nassar admitted sexually assaulting athletes at Michigan State University and at USA Gymnastics, including Olympic medalists.
The Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin days after the commander led a short-lived rebellion. A Kremlin spokesman said the 3-hour meeting took place on June 29th and also involved commanders from Prigozhin's Wagner group. Putin gave an assessment of Wagner's actions on the battlefield in Ukraine and of the revolt itself. The spokesman said the Wagner forces pledged loyalty to Putin. The meeting came just days after Prigozhin led troops on a march to Moscow in order to demand a change of the defense minister.
President Joe Biden is overseas right now as part of a 3-nation trip to Europe. ABC's M. Wynn reports President Biden will head to a NATO meeting, but he also may have to address criticism about a controversial weapon the U.S. sent to Ukraine.
President Joe Biden meeting first with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in London ahead of a key NATO summit in Lithuania.
Our relationship is rock solid.
Then welcomed by King Charles III at Windsor Castle. It's Biden's first meeting with Charles since his coronation. The 2 world leaders holding discussions with investors who share their vow to strengthen their commitments to climate action. But dominating this high-stakes trip to Europe, the question of whether Ukraine can join NATO, with the alliance divided and Biden insisting Ukraine is not ready to join while at war with Russia.
I don't think there is unanimity in NATO about whether or not to bring Ukraine into the NATO family now, at this moment, in the middle of a war.
This comes as Biden is likely to face questions over the U.S.'s approval to send Ukraine cluster munitions, a controversial weapon meant to rain down smaller explosives, banned in more than 120 nations, including 2/3 of NATO members, because of its record to cause indiscriminate civilian casualties. Ukraine has given the administration written assurances that it will use the munitions in a way to minimize the exposure to civilians. The White House has defended its decision.
This is literally a gunfight. They're running out of inventory.
And as Turkey and Hungary continue to block Sweden from joining NATO, which needs unanimous authorization, the U.S. president is expected to push hard for a deal this week.
Today, Turkish President Erdogan suggested he would approve Sweden's NATO bid if Turkey is allowed to join the European Union. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, let's take a live look outside again. 93 degrees. We have not hit 100 yet, but rest assured, we will.
We will. We will hit 100 degrees and more than that. High forecast at 102 today. But all right, what's the sound of summer? When I say sound of summer, what do you guys think of?
All of the bugs making noises.
Yeah, the cicadas, right? Take a look at this. This is not from the movie Alien. This is from Sarah Acosta's yard here. You can see there it is, the cicada emerging from its shell. By the way, fun fact about cicadas, they live for years as nymphs before they come out. And then once they come out, they only live for a couple of weeks to mate and to produce more cicadas and eat. That's about it. So if you've got cool pictures of this summer, whether it's cicadas or how you're keeping cool, make sure to submit them to KSAT Connect on our weather app. We love to show them on air because guess what? Triple digits are going to continue. This is a forecast for the foreseeable future. Highs well into the triple digits. We're going to add on to that triple digit tally. But coming up in the forecast, we're going to talk about the tropics. And I've seen on social media some discussion already about Saharan dust. Is it really going to be all that bad in the immediate future? Details ahead.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Colorectal cancer rates are rising among younger adults, and it's still unclear why. But the latest data from the American Cancer Society shows 1 in 5 new cases of this cancer are patients in their early 50s or even younger. CNN's Mandy Gaither shows us what goes into the procedure and explains why doctors say you shouldn't be afraid of getting it done.
At age 45, Merlane Pierre was having bowel problems.
Constipation, stomach hurting a lot.
Her doctor recommended a colonoscopy, but Pierre says she was nervous about the procedure and put it off for about a year.
Then I decided, you know what, let me just go ahead and do it for the sake of my kids.
I understand most people are somewhat fearful, but I think the fear is misguided.
Dr. Bruce Salzberg says most patients are afraid of the bowel prep. From pills to liquids, different doctors prescribe different methods to clean a patient's colon out at home. The person will also be on a clear liquid diet the day before up until the procedure. Before a colonoscopy, anesthesia is given. Salzberg says patients don't feel anything during the procedure.
This is a colonoscope, and yes, it's a long black tube. The dreaded long black tube. And what it is basically a camera.
Doctors use knobs to control the movement of the camera, which can turn left, right, up, and down.
We clean out the colon with our fluids that we have, and we insert air to inflate the colon. And then as we withdraw the scope, that's when we look in a 360-degree manner and check under all the folds, anywhere that looks to be suspicious, and we identify if there's anything abnormal.
If a polyp is found, it's removed, reducing risk of cancer.
You don't feel that. You don't have any nerve endings in your colon.
Pierre's procedure came back clear. She doesn't have to do it again for another 10 years.
Coming out of it, definitely nothing to worry about.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
2 very different movies cracked the top 5 at the weekend box office. Early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
And fitness trackers can be useful tools during workouts, but the easy-to-use tech may also leave you vulnerable to hackers. How to make sure your personal information stays safe. In this day and age, many of us use technology to track our workouts, but other people could be keeping track too.
ABC's Rena Roy has some tips to protect your personal information from using an app during exercise time.
Technology has changed the way many Americans work out.
A lot of people use smartwatches that they can track their workouts with, and these apps help you crunch the numbers and get better insights into how well you're working out.
But CNET's cybersecurity reporter Bree Fowler says that sharing your personal data on these apps can lead to some serious safety concerns. When signing up, you'll enter your name, height, weight, and more.
It's tracking where I'm running, when I'm running, how fast I'm running.
Fowler says to think of the apps like you do social media.
You're sharing your workouts. You're sharing where you go. A lot of us share pictures that we take, especially if we're running with our friends. It's very, very social.
She suggests masking your identity by using a fake name or screen name and not using your real birthday.
And this is both for people who are looking at your account and, guards against the possibility of the company being breached and all of that information being stolen.
Don't let strangers follow you.
Make people request to follow you. That way, it's your friends from your running club. It's people from the neighborhood.
Hide your exact start and end points.
And this is something that's especially important for those of us who, roll out of bed in the morning and go for a run, come home, take a shower. It's just painfully obvious where you live.
And look for a setting within the app to turn off data sharing so your info doesn't get sold to third parties. Fowler says it's up to the consumer to make sure their data is protected.
These apps can be fun. They can help you be a better runner or hiker or biker or whatever, but you really have to be responsible about how you use them and protect both your digital and your physical security.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The Powerball jackpot is still looking for a winner. No one took home Saturday's drawing of $615 million.
So that means the pot now jumps to an estimated $650 million and would be the 9th largest Powerball prize ever if you're into that sort of thing. The next drawing will be on Monday, July 10th. The only jackpot I'm interested in winning right now would be the rain jackpot. And that game's not even being played right now.
I don't know if you have a better chance at winning the Powerball or at getting rain in the next couple of days. I'll figure out that math. Okay, but speaking of not a lot of rain, you know, our local lake levels are not doing great. Amistad is only 38% full. Canyon Lake only 74% full, and it's usually fairly level. And if you look at Medina Lake, though, I mean, only 5% full, 83 feet below the conservation pool. And the aquifer's going down, too. Aquifer down 0.7 over the past 24 hours. At least, you know, the pollen count looks good. There's that silver lining for the day. Molds are only present in low amounts, and they are low. Coming up, a look at the tropics and, of course, Saharan dust as well.
Welcome back. Since it's not 100 just yet, my daughter and all the kids are right now enjoying outside, getting some sun.
There's plenty of that out there.
Yeah, there is. This is the key. You know, before about 2 p.m. you're okay, but then after that peak heat of the day, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., it is honestly almost too hot to be outside sometimes, and today is no exception. Take a look outside. Right now we have got mostly sunny skies. It is 91, but already feels like it's 100. At least we have that southeast breeze at 10 miles per hour, so not too bad in the shade at the moment. If you can find some shade, those clouds from earlier this morning dissipating. It's 93 in Bandera, 95 in Castroville, 93 in New Braunfels, 89 in Canyon Lake, and 92 in Bulverde. Today will be the 16th 100-degree day we have had so far this year. And take a look at the heat index across south central Texas, what it feels like outside when you factor in the humidity. For Corpus Christi, it feels like 113 in Corpus Christi this afternoon, and we haven't even gotten to the peak heat of the day. Feels like 108 in Laredo, 101 in Del Rio. Higher elevations of the hill country really do shave off a couple of degrees there. So if you live out in Kerrville and Rock Springs, doesn't quite feel like 100 just yet, but it feels like 105 in New Braunfels and 107 in Gonzales. Here's your forecast for the rest of the afternoon as you're planning on picking up the kids from daycare or just heading out and about. Know that temperatures are going to be soaring to about 102 for the high. Peak heat index value in San Antonio should hover right around 105 to 108 degrees. Sun's going to set close to 8:30 and temperatures will struggle to cool. It's still going to be 85 degrees by about midnight. And guess what? We'll do it all again tomorrow. Very similar forecast tomorrow. Wake up a little clouds, afternoon sunshine, and temperatures well above 100 degrees. Let's talk about the weather setup. Folks across North Texas have been benefiting from some rain. They're on a good side of the high pressure system. On the east side here of this high pressure system toward the north part of the high, you can often get some showers and storms, and that's been to a benefit to Dallas and Fort Worth. But we're just on the part of the high pressure system that sees all of the sinking air. No vertical development of showers and storms in the atmosphere. And take a look at the rainfall potential, not over the next 5 days, but over the next 10 days. You can see that really, honestly, around San Antonio, we are going to be dry as a bone, while a good portion of the United States still sees some of those lovely summer showers. And San Antonio, south central Texas, not clocking in on the rain. When you factor in the drought monitor, the area that needs the rain the most is our KSAT12 viewing area, the hill country, and it's not going to be getting any rain, unfortunately. 27% of the state of Texas is in drought, but we've got a bullseye right over the hill country from Kerrville to Fredericksburg down to northern Bexar County and northern San Antonio. That's where we've got extreme and exceptional drought. Now, this time of year, the one thing that can help to kick out the heat is oftentimes a tropical system. But when we look at the Atlantic Ocean, It's plenty warm out there, but we're not seeing anything of note for development, and certainly nothing that would be bringing San Antonio any kind of rain. Now, one thing this time of year that does suppress tropical storm strengthening or development is Saharan dust. And I have seen some things on social media about the Saharan dust potentially getting worse in the coming days. I'm here to put your mind at ease. Yes, we are going to be seeing some Saharan dust, but concentrations are going to be very, very light in the next week or so, to where it might even be imperceptible, even to those who struggle with allergies from the dust. Now, as we head into the later part of the summer, we're probably going to see a few more waves of Saharan dust. And you can bet, as soon as it becomes an issue, we are going to let you know on air, online, and on our KSAT Weather Authority app. But until then, we are just stuck in a rut with this weather pattern. Temperatures climbing to 103 in the coming days and not easing off of the brakes of the heat too much over the weekend, guys.
I'm tired just looking at all.
I know.
All right, Indiana Jones may have met his match in a horror flick. Was the latest installment of the Insidious franchise able to scare its way to the top spot at the box office? We'll have a look right after this.
Welcome back. The latest Insidious movie took the top spot at the box office this weekend. Insidious: The Red Door is the fifth and supposedly final Insidious movie. It debuted at #1 with $32.7 million. That's twice as much as it cost to make. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny lost the top spot, dropping to second on ticket sales of $26.5 million. Sound of Freedom, based on a true story about child trafficking, opened in third place with $17 million. Elemental came in fourth, taking in $9.6 million. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse fell to fifth place. $8 million put the animated sequel at $358 million domestic.
Sticking with entertainment news, a new streaming series is debuting this Thursday. It features an all-star cast, including CCH Pounder, Timothy Oliphant, and Zazie Beetz. CNN's Rick Damigello has a preview.
The things happening to your family are happening for a reason.
Hello?
Listen to me.
Who is this?
We have your son.
Steven Soderbergh directs an all-star cast in the Max miniseries Full Circle.
You do exactly what I've instructed you to do, and the balance will be restored.
Soderbergh's cast were impressed by his directing style.
If he's got the thing, if he sees it, he films it, and he's got it, he doesn't need to do like, oh, that was so good, let's just do it again for the heck of it. He has an economy of time that's really quite remarkable in an industry that, you know, you see a lot of waste.
Acting usually has so much sitting around, and sets are usually takes hours and hours to shoot a scene. To show up and shoot big scenes, dramatic scenes with people in tears, and it's over in minutes. It feels like some kind of athletic event.
The guy on the phone? Did he have an accent?
What kind?
Guyanese?
He really allows you to play. He really follows you with his camera, and the choreography is between you and your co-star, and there's something very, very liberating about that. And I think that's why his stuff also feels very organic and real, and not so curated.
Nobody knows the big picture, but you will.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
So many movies and shows to watch. I need to put them all on the list and get some time to watch.
Hot out there, might as well sit in the AC and watch some TV.
Yes.
Or movies.
Well, let's check in with our friends in Market Square. Fiona.
Hey there.
Hey.
Yes, well, we are getting you ready for a free cold treat tomorrow, and we're going to tell you how and where to be. In the meantime, another deal for you, and I've got Chris Conger, owner of Smoke Shack Delicatessen here to show what makes them sizzle, and right now, there's a deal for folks, right?
There is, yeah. Yep, mention this segment and get a sandwich, chips, and a drink combo for $12.50.
All right, we are going to be sizzling up some Yum Yum in just a few minutes. It's National Pina Colada Day, and we're going to tell you how you can celebrate all week long at a local dessert place known for their boozy-inspired ice cream. And Tiffany Phillips from Simply Tips is here to show us how to protect our skin this summer. And you've got a way so that kids don't necessarily fight you back about sunscreen, right?
Yes, use one of these cosmetic sponges, put the sunscreen on just like this. It goes on nice and smooth, and they can even go right over their eyes and do it themselves, and they feel more empowered, and it gets a good even coat.
All right, we're going to talk more summer skincare in just a bit. And Andrea Cook, Mad Science. What do we got going on? All this and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.